Hey guys, it's Fusion Shinobi here, and welcome to my first ever video, other than my introduction video, obviously. This video is going to be, what type of bloodline should you start out with? Obviously, there's very many different bloodline families in the game. If you're new to Shindo Life, I'm going to go ahead and discuss some of these right now. So obviously, I can go to my little search bar here in Mastery and look up Akuma. Okay, that only shows one of the Akumas, but there's a ton of different Akumas, okay? There's normal Akuma, Riser Akuma, Benkai Akuma, Forged Akuma. I mean, I could go on and on and on. There's so many different Akumas. Another thing, the Shiver Akuma. But there's also Jokais. There's different Jokais. Hopefully it'll show. No, it does not. But there's different Jokais. There's different Rengokus. Here's the base Rengoku. There's different families within this game, and what the question really is what should you start off with, right? Like, what should you go for at the very beginning when you're spinning? Well, honestly, it's all up to preference, but if you want my opinion, that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So, I'm going to go ahead and exclude all boss bloodlines that you can receive. If you didn't know, you can actually go to bosses, and in those bosses, you can get certain stuff like Forged Senkoku or Rengoku. But I don't really think that that is worth it when you're a low level, because it's just, they're not that great on their own, in my opinion, and it's a lot of work, and when you're that low of level, you're not going to be able to get it easy. You really need like a good starting bloodline, so you're probably thinking, okay, what's the advantages of each? Akuma is one that's really good for doing damage, but getting away. The auto dodges are like some of the best in the game, and that's why I'm more of an auto dodge user, because I just love auto dodges. I just really do. So we got Benkai Akuma right here. Benkai Inferno is a little different. I've never really tapped into it before, but Benkai Akuma has like probably the best auto dodge for an Akuma in the game. It's not coming up, but right here, if I hit V, I can basically just, while someone's attacking me, I can hit this, run away, I get speed, I can do a move while I'm in this, and then immediately when I'm done, it'll send me right back to where I began, and it sends out a clone dummy, which if they hit it, I'm pretty sure it like stuns them for a bit. But the best part about this is that you can do different types of damage. So like while I'm in this, I can be doing this kind of move right here that does a lot of damage, or any other move that I want. Now, there is something that a lot of people debate about. I'm going to go and go over that real quick just for if you're starting the game. So there's something called Riser Akuma, right? And I'm going to equip that right now. Riser Akuma also has an auto dodge that's very similar. See, I'm able to go into it right now, and I can dodge my attacks much faster, and if someone hits me, it puts them in a genjutsu bubble. I don't like this, and you're probably wondering, okay, why is that? The reason why is because you cannot really use moves while you're in this, and the versatility of being able to use whatever moves you want while you're in a mode is just so much better. Because, for instance, let's say I'm in a fight where I just want to get the frick away. I can go ahead and charge up while I'm in Benkai Akuma. I can be, I don't know, throwing a Rasengan or something while I'm in Benkai Akuma. Where this, I have to use my Genjutsu. I have to get in this. I can't use any moves. I can just run away and maybe stun them. That's it. It does put me back to where I began like Benkai Akuma, but I think this is inferior. I think Riser Akuma is inferior to Benkai Akuma in that regard, although the main attack is better for Riser Akuma. But that's not the point of this video. The point is, Akuma is really good for dodging. It's really good for putting people in Genjutsu. If you don't know what a Genjutsu is, allow me to demonstrate. Basically, you hit this, and it puts them all into a bubble. I don't know why it's not showing up, but they basically put in a black bubble where they cannot see anything. There's also a sub-ability for this, just for if you're starting the game. There's also a sub-ability called Illusion Style Crow Salvation, which you can get from one of the bosses. If you want to know where this is, I'll be making a video on this soon. But it's also on my main channel, where I did an all Akuma drop showcase. You get these from these little bosses, they're really easy to get, and basically it does the exact same thing, but it's a normal move. You cannot have this and this at once because they're on global cooldown, but the point is these will stun them, and it's really useful. As you can see, it can stun multiple people, does a little bit of damage, but Riser, Benkai, all the different Akumas are basically just meant for dodging, doing counters, stuff like that. They're really good for defense, and they can also stun people. They can be used in many different ways. Each Akuma is different in their own special way, while Riser and Benkai are pretty similar. Now, let's get into the discussion of Rengoku, right? So, Rengoku right here, I don't even think I got this max, do I? Oh, I do got it max. I've just never bought it. Bruh. No, I don't got it max. Never mind. Well, basically, Rengoku can be used for multiple different things, right? You can pull enemies in, or you can push them away, as you've probably seen in Naruto Shippuden. You can basically be Pain, just start almighty pushing everybody. It's pretty good for combat, actually. It's actually just as good as Akuma, I would reckon, because Akuma, even though it's really good for dodging and stuff, it doesn't matter if people can just push you away every time you try and attack. So Rengoku and Akuma are very even. There's many different Rengokus. Like, I'm just going to scroll through here and show you. I've never been much of a Ringoku player, but also Sengoku and Tengoku kind of count. but they're not that great anymore, okay? And you can only get them through dungeons, so I really don't think they're that worth it, especially when you're starting out. Although, if you get normal Rengoku, that's pretty solid, actually. Like, you should probably keep that. Normal Rengoku's pretty good. Rayon Rengoku is basically Rengoku, but better. I do believe I have it somewhat upgraded. So, like, this is, this, as you can see, I can pull enemies in. It has a mode. I don't have any of this, man. This is bad. I gotta level this crap up. I've just never really used Rengokus before. Basically, they're good for pulling in enemies, pushing out enemies. It's really good for when you're dealing with multiple opponents, or if you just want to fight a lot of people. Like, for actual, like, green quests, when you're trying to, like, grind up XP and stuff, it's really good for that kind of stuff, where Akuma is more meant for, like, 1v1s. It's good for PvP. This is okay for PvP, but I do think Akuma is better for PvP. If you're looking for PvE, player versus environment, I do recommend doing Rengoku over Akuma. But it really just depends on your preference, honestly. Then we have Jokais, which are kind of like a really... I don't know how to put it. They're like the weirdest part of meta in this game, right? So like these are really used for a lot of combos. Not as much today as they used to be, but basically you can stun people, take away their chakra. And I know it sounds really OP, but it's not that OP, honestly. You could probably find some combos using it, but I really think it's too complex, right? If you fight someone that's using Akuma, they can just auto-dodge right out of that. If you're fighting someone with a tailed spirit, they can just trample over you. It does not matter. Jokai can be good for combos, but they're really not that broken as people would try and make you think. I feel like Jokai's not worth it when you're starting out. Maybe if you're in the future, if you're just trying to make a really OP combo and you want to go that direction, sure. But overall, Jokai is not it. There's one more, actually there's two more technically, but I'm mainly talking about one more. So there's basically these things called Cinco, right? Like, you may even get this a lot of time. This is the base Cinco. It's not bad at all, right? Like, I have it maxed out from where I used to use it. It makes you fast, you can stop time. It's pretty good. You literally stop time in an area where people cannot move. It's really strong. There's many different variations of this. I'll let you decide which one you want to get. This is actually pretty good when you're starting out. It just... I don't know, I've never really built a Senko build, but if you really wanted to go Senko, I do think they're coming out the Senko Bloodline soon, a new one. So if you want to go down the route of Senko, it's not bad. I think it's kind of up there with the Akuma and Ringoku. Like I said, it's all just up to what you want to do. And I'd say there's like one more Bloodline family that you should really consider, and that'd be like, God, there's so many different ones you could do. God, Ryuji Kenichi. Ryuji Kenichi is one that you should do. These are, like, basically really freaking OP. I don't think this is a really good starting bloodline, but, like, if you want to be OP, Ryuji Kenichi's pretty busted, not gonna lie. You basically get, like, a second life when you get to low HP. It's really hard to fight. And then there's also Kurashi, which isn't coming up, but, like, Ghost Kurashi's one of them. There's the Kurashi family, right? Overall, though, when you're first starting off, I would say do Rengoku or Akuma or Jokai. Alright, actually, no, don't do Jokai. I didn't mean to say, I meant to say Senko. Senko, Rengoku, or Akuma. I personally went down the route of Akuma, but sometimes I wish I would have tried like a Rengoku build or a Senko build, because they're really just as good. It just depends on how you build your loadout. How far can you take it? Don't be like everyone else. That's my advice. Don't be like everyone else out there just doing the exact same kind of loadout. Like, okay, I'm going to get the newest bloodline and just make a combo out of that. No, don't do that. Do you want to know how I used to be? I still kind of am undefeated, but like, especially back when I used to play a lot. For months I was undefeated. I still haven't been defeated, but like I probably could be now because I haven't updated my loadout. Point is, for months I was never defeated, and the reason why was because I knew how to be original. Alright, I didn't listen to what people said about the meta. Everybody wants to say that you should use these one-shot combos. They're so busted. They can do 500, 600k damage. And I basically proved that combos in this game, they don't matter as much as you think they do. The Bloodline meta doesn't matter as much as you think it does. What matters is coming up with your own strategy, coming up with your own loadout, and becoming a pro, right? I used to call Akuma, which is really good. I used different auto dodges. I used tailed spirits in a way that it was like not only defensive, but aggressive. I figured out so many ways to make my own little, like, loadout. And I've told people many times, if they was to go down the route of creativity and did something like Ringoku or Cinco, they could probably beat me. And the reason why is because they would be just as even as me, if not better, because that's just the truth. All you have to do is be original, come up with your own loadout, and you could be undefeated. Not to mention, it's just more fun that way. And that's all I'm going to say for this video. If you're a starter, I'd say either do Akuma, Rengoku, or Cinco. Figure out which one you want to do based on your personality. I'm sure you get a rough idea of what you want to do now. But basically to boil it down, Akuma, they stun and they dodge. Rengoku, they push, they pull, they do a lot of damage. And then Cinco, they actually are fast, they can stop time, and they do pretty good damage. So honestly, their speed's like one of the things that's craziest about them, and the fact that they can stop time. So yeah, that's basically all you need to know. I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever tutorial video. It's kind of like a guide for beginners. I really hope this helps you guys out, and that's gonna be it for this video. Future Shinobi, signing out.